There's a free liquid fertilizer you can make from a plant that grows wild almost everywhere, and it's loaded with nitrogen, iron, and magnesium, the exact things that make plants grow lush and green. It costs nothing. It takes a bucket and some water, and the plant it's made from is one most gardeners treat as an enemy. I stopped buying fertilizer the year I learned this, and I've never gone back. The plant is stinging nettle. Yes, that nettle. The one that grows along fences and ditches and the edges of every garden. The one that leaves your hand burning and bumpy if you grab it without gloves. The weed you've probably ripped out and cursed at more times than you can count. It turns out that miserable, stinging plant is one of the richest free fertilizers on Earth, and almost nobody uses it on purpose. Let me explain why nettle is so good, because once you understand it, you'll never look at that patch by the fence the same way again. Nettle is what's called a nutrient accumulator. It sends down strong roots that pull minerals up out of the soil, and it stores a remarkable concentration of nutrients in its leaves and stems. It's especially high in nitrogen, the nutrient that drives green leafy growth, and it carries solid amounts of iron, magnesium, and potassium, along with a range of trace minerals. That's not folklore. The Royal Horticultural Society and University Extension Services both recognize nettle as a genuine source of plant nutrients, and gardeners across Europe have brewed it into liquid feed for generations. It fell out of fashion the same way a lot of these old methods did, not because it stopped working, but because it's free, and nobody makes money selling you a weed that grows for nothing. And here's a bonus that has nothing to do with fertilizer. A patch of nettle is one of the best wildlife plants you can have. It's a host plant for butterfly caterpillars and supports all kinds of beneficial insects. So that scruffy corner of nettle you've been meaning to clear is actually feeding pollinators and giving you free fertilizer at the same time. Leaving a patch of it might be the laziest, most productive thing you do all season. So why did I switch to it completely? 2 reasons. The first is obvious. It's free. I haven't paid for a bag or a bottle of fertilizer in 2 years, and the nettle grows back faster than I can use it. The second is that it feeds the soil as well as the plant. A good nettle feed isn't just a hit of nitrogen. It's a living, biologically active liquid that supports the soil life underneath your plants, not just the leaves above. That matters, and it's something a synthetic powder doesn't do. Now, I want to be honest with you right from the start, because this channel doesn't deal in miracle claims. Nettle is not a complete do-everything fertilizer. It's very high in nitrogen, which makes it fantastic for leafy growth and for the early vegetative stage of almost any plant. But nitrogen is only part of the picture. Plants that are flowering and fruiting, your tomatoes, peppers, squash, need more potassium than nettle provides to actually set and swell their fruit. So nettle is a brilliant free fertilizer, but it's a specialist, not a cure-all. I'll show you exactly what to pair it with at the end, so you've got the whole picture covered for free. Stick with me for that part, because it's what makes this a complete system instead of half of one. But the nitrogen-rich feed is where it starts, and it's the one most gardens are crying out for. A nettle feed will green up tired plants, push strong leafy growth, and give your seedlings and leafy crops exactly what they want, all from a weed you are going to throw away. So let me show you how to harvest it without getting stung to pieces, and then exactly how to brew it into a fertilizer that costs you absolutely nothing. First, harvesting. And the main rule is obvious. Wear gloves. Thick ones. Long sleeves too if you've got them. Nettle stings through thin gardening gloves, so use proper rubber or leather and cover your arms. Once you've got the nettle cut and soaking, the sting disappears. But while you're handling the fresh plant, protect yourself. Cut the top third of the plant, the young, soft, leafy growth. That's where the nutrients are most concentrated, and it's the part that regrows fastest, so you can keep cutting the same patch through the season. Use scissors or shears and just take the tender tops. And here's an important timing rule. Harvest your nettle before it sets seed. Once nettle flowers and goes to seed, two things happen. The plant gets tougher and less useful, and if you brew seeding nettle, you risk spreading nettle seeds wherever you use the feed, which is the last thing you want. So take it young, before those long dangling seed heads form. Spring and early summer are ideal, and a patch cut regularly will keep producing fresh young growth for you. Now the brew. This couldn't be simpler. Take a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket is perfect, and stuff it loosely with your cut nettle. Pack it in, but don't ram it down. Then fill the bucket with water until the nettle is fully submerged. Rainwater is best if you have it, but tap water works fine. Put something on top to weigh the nettle down and keep it under water, then cover the bucket loosely with a lid. Loosely. You want to keep flies out, but you don't want it sealed airtight. Then you wait. And here I have to give you fair warning, because nobody tells you this part. Nettle tea stinks. Genuinely, powerfully stinks. A deep, rotten, swampy smell that you will not want anywhere near your house, your patio, or your neighbor's fence. This is completely normal. It's the nettle breaking down and releasing its nutrients into the water. But put that bucket somewhere out of the way. The back of the garden, behind the shed, downwind of everything, and keep the lid on. Trust me on this one. People make their first batch right outside the kitchen door and regret it immediately. How long does it brew? Anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks, depending on how strong you want it and how warm it is. In warm weather, it breaks down faster. A quick version is ready in about a week. The nettle will have started to soften and the water will be turning brown. For a stronger, more concentrated feed, leave it 3 to 4 weeks until the nettle has fully broken down and the liquid is dark, almost black. You'll know it's done when it stops actively bubbling and fizzing and the plant material has mostly disintegrated. Give it a stir every few days if you remember, but it's not essential. That's the whole process. Cut nettle, drown it in a bucket, wait, and let it rot down into a dark, nutrient-rich liquid. No special equipment, no cost, nothing to buy. If this sounds familiar, it should. This is the same basic principle as the dry leaf liquid fertilizer I covered in another video. You're soaking plant material in water to pull its nutrients out into a liquid you can feed your plants. The nettle version is just especially rich in nitrogen because of what nettle is. If you want the dry leaf method too, that video's on the channel, and the two make a great pair through the season. One more thing before we get to using it, because it's part of what makes this a zero-waste system. When your brew is finished, you'll be left with a sludge of broken-down nettle at the bottom of the bucket. Don't throw that out. Add it to your compost pile, or drop it into a compost tube or trench if you've got one. It's already half rotted and full of life, so it'll break down fast and feed the soil there too. Nothing gets wasted. The liquid feeds your plants now, and the solids feed your soil later. So now you've got a bucket of dark, potent, free liquid fertilizer. But this is the step where people make their biggest mistake. Because if you use it straight, exactly as it comes out of the bucket, you can do real damage to your plants. It has to be diluted, and the way you dilute it and apply it is what turns this from a smelly bucket of weeds into a fertilizer that genuinely outperforms the bag you used to buy. Here's the rule you cannot break. Always dilute it. The finished nettle brew is far too strong to use neat. Pour it on your plants undiluted, and the concentrated nitrogen will scorch the roots and burn the foliage. You'll damage the very plants you're trying to feed. So it gets watered down, every time, no exceptions. The standard dilution is 1 part nettle brew to 10 parts water. Roughly 1 cup of the dark concentrate into a full watering can. When it's diluted properly, it should look like weak tea, a pale brown, not a thick dark sludge. If it looks strong, add more water. With homemade feeds like this, erring on the side of weaker is always safer than stronger. You can't really underfeed with this, but you can absolutely overfeed. Now apply it as a soil drench, poured around the base of your plants, onto the soil where the roots can take it up. Water it in around the root zone, not over the leaves. Do this every week or two during the active growing season, and you'll see the difference within days. Tired, pale plants greening up, leafy crops surging, seedlings pushing strong new growth. That nitrogen hit is exactly what plants want during their growing phase. Which crops love it most? Anything you're growing for its leaves and its growth. Leafy greens, lettuce, spinach, chard, kale, cabbage, brassicas of all kinds, and any plant in its early vegetative stage before it starts flowering, when it's busy building leaves and stems. For those, nettle feed is close to perfect and completely free. But now we come back to the honest limitation I promised you at the start. And this is what makes the difference between a gardener who half-feeds their garden and one who covers the whole thing for nothing. Nettle is rich in nitrogen, but relatively low in potassium, and potassium is the nutrient that fruiting plants need most when they start setting fruit. So, if you feed your tomatoes, peppers, squash, or cucumbers nothing but nettle, you'll get gorgeous, lush, leafy plants and disappointing fruit. Big green plant, not much to harvest. It's the same trap I covered in the video about overfeeding lemon trees with nitrogen. Too much leaf-pushing nitrogen, not enough of what actually makes fruit. If you want the full breakdown on that, it's on the channel. So here's how you complete the system, still for free. For fruiting plants, you switch, or add, a second weed brew, made exactly the same way from a different plant. Comfrey. Comfrey is the potassium counterpart to nettle. It's another easy-to-find plant with deep roots that mine potassium up out of the subsoil, and you brew it in a bucket the identical way. Use the nitrogen-rich nettle feed to drive early growth, then switch to the potassium-rich comfrey feed once your plants start flowering and fruiting. Nettle for leaves and growth, comfrey for flowers and fruit. Between the two, brewed in 2 buckets from 2 free plants, you've covered nearly everything your garden needs. And spent nothing. And it doesn't stop at those 2. Dandelions, with their deep taproots, pull up minerals too, and can go in the brew. So can a lot of the lush green weeds you're already pulling. The principle is the same. Vigorous, fast-growing weeds are packed with the nutrients they pulled out of your soil, and you can put those nutrients back into a liquid feed instead of binning them. The weeds you fight all season are free fertilizer in disguise. So let me be straight about that word in the title. Does it really do it better than store-bought? Here's the honest answer. Used right, matched to the job. Nettle for growth, comfrey for fruit. These free feeds will green up and grow your plants every bit as well as a bottled fertilizer for 0 cost. And they do something the bottle doesn't. They feed the living soil underneath, not just the plant. So yes, for most home gardeners, it genuinely is better. Not because any single brew beats a balanced commercial feed on a lab sheet, but because it's free, it's renewable, it builds your soil, and it turns the weeds you were fighting into the thing that feeds your whole garden. That's a better deal by every measure that matters in a real backyard. Step back and look at what this actually is. A bucket, some water, a plant that grows wild for free and that you were going to throw away anyway, and out of that comes a fertilizer that drives lush growth, costs nothing, renews itself all season, and feeds your soil while it feeds your plants. 2 years ago, I was hauling bags home from the garden center every spring. Now, I cut a bucket of weeds and let it rot, and my garden has never looked better. So this season, before you buy another bag of fertilizer, go find that patch of nettle you've been meaning to clear. Put gloves on, cut the tops, drown them in a bucket, and in a few weeks, you'll have all the free plant food you need, made from the weed you used to hate. If this changed how you see the weeds in your garden and saved you from buying another bag of fertilizer, type the word GROW in the comments and hit the like button. It tells me to keep making these, and it helps the channel reach other gardeners who'd rather feed their soil for free than pay for it in a bottle. Cut the weed, brew the bucket, feed it back to the garden. I'll see you in the next